You just have to be willing to put yourself out there. And once you do, the magic will begin to happen. I'm happy to use my life as an example so that others can learn. You may have to let some things go before you become successful. Success looks different on everybody, and so does the process. Some of you want success but don't want to let go of the exact thing that's in your way of obtaining success. You can't have it both ways. Welcome to Living Your Truth with Tavares. Wow, thank you. I am living in my blessing. Thank you so much. This is great. Wow. Welcome back to the show. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. I am him. But first, what's up to everybody up top? What's up to everybody in the middle? And what's up to everybody down here around me? Today, we'll be discussing fit nutrition wellness and its involvement in your life. Do we do enough of that? Do we really make sure that we are creating a wellness lifestyle? Some of us are, some of us are not. But we all know health is wealth, right? We all know that. So we really can't sleep on that. Like, what's the point of having all this money if you're not going to be healthy enough to stay around and spend it? I never quite understood why people drive themselves into the ground over a job. Yes, we need the job to make money, to pay bills, and to live. But where's the fun in driving yourself into the ground? There isn't. Okay? Beyond the scale, defining your true wellness. What wellness truly means beyond societal ideas is up to you. Okay? The interconnectedness of physical, mental, and emotional health is paramount to our journey. Okay? It's important to identify your personal whys for pursuing your goals and wellness, right? Setting realistic, obtainable goals. What are those goals? Are you focused on those goals? Have you been intentional about those goals? Maybe you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is get a cup of coffee instead of getting some water. Doesn't make you wrong for getting the coffee. I'm just providing an alternative. See, the quickest way to change the things that we do in our life is to start by changing things daily. And we take those changes in micro bite sizes. There's no need for you to jump all the way in, especially if you've never really been a part of the wellness continuum. We want to be intentional with going into this space. We want to show ourselves grace, and we want to be patient with ourselves as well. It's important to take actionable actions. Encourage people to define their own vision of wellness and identify on a non-scale victory approach. So there's no scale, there's no victory. There is just you doing the thing. Just you. See, wellness is your job, like your joy is your job. Okay? Your happiness is your job. So let's be intentional about how we wellness. How do you wellness? That's a legitimate question, because a lot of us are looking to have a very comfortable and long life. But if we're not being intentional about where we want to be in life, then we're going to leave it up to chance. And I don't know about you, but I'm too important to myself to just leave my wellness up to chance. When we step into this space of wellness, it's important to be aware. To be aware of ourselves, of our feelings, emotions, and to be aware of our state of mind. See, before we can get into a mindset or a mind state when it comes to wellness, we have to ask ourselves if we are available to this new change. Now, change affects everyone differently, and this is why I bring this up. I don't just want you to jump into your wellness journey. I want you to understand why you're getting into your wellness journey. And then, of course, I want you to understand all that is involved in you getting into your wellness journey. It can be exactly how you want it to be. It does not need to look like anybody else's journey, just yours. The most important person on your journey is you. So let's be intentional with how we show up. Let's put intention behind our actions and actions behind our intentions. This is how you move forward. And this is Living Your Truth with Tavares, and we will be right back. Today's show is brought to you by The Body Synthesis, where we mitigate health risks through preventative medicine coaching. Check out thebodysynthesis.com. Welcome back to the show. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. I am him. And today we're talking about fit nutrition and wellness and the importance of it in your life. Okay, as we wake up every day, again, we have the opportunity to lean into our wellness. And so let's be very intentional about that, all right? Remember what wellness truly means beyond the social ideals, okay? What does it mean to you? You can wellness however you choose to. It's totally okay. Remember your actionable takeaways. Encourage yourself to define your own vision of wellness and identify with whom you are during your wellness journey. Is super important to do this. So I hope everybody understands what's truly at stake here. Your well-being is at stake. So this is why we talk about fit nutrition and wellness. It's super important to lean into yourself. It's important to understand who you are during this journey, right? Because wellness, well, look, it's not for everybody, but it can be different for everybody, right? Super important. Hydration, often overlooked. It's one of the greatest wellness pillars out there, okay? Many of the times we're hungry, but before we put some food in our mouth, let's just see if we're dehydrated. Because a lot of the times that we're hungry, we indeed are dehydrated. So that's what I'm talking about here on Living Your Truth podcast with Tavares. It's going down. I'm also on TikTok. What's up to everybody on TikTok? This is Living Your Truth with Tavares podcast. So thank you for tuning in. Today we're talking about fit nutrition and wellness and how it impacts our lives on a daily basis. Okay, the power of whole, unprocessed foods, the power of whole foods. We don't really want to deal with processed foods. Why? A lot of things in that food are not healthy for us. There's no real health value, like in sweets and sugars. There's no real health value. I encourage you to taste everything, that's for sure. But just make sure you eat everything in moderation. All right, mindful eating practices. Listen to your body's hunger and fullness, okay? Some of us want to eat until we fill our stomachs all the way up to the rim. Why? You're going to be super uncomfortable after you do that. So let's be mindful of what we're eating, how much we're eating. Remember, too much of anything is a bad thing. So why not be intentional about what you're doing? Just be intentional about being focused on what you are putting into your body, because that matters, okay? That really does matter, all right? Super important. Again, fit nutrition wellness. They say health is wealth, okay? So what does that mean to you? Are you serious about your health? Are you really leaning into it? See, this is the topic of discussion on today's podcast. We're talking about fit nutrition and wellness. Are you showing up to yourself? Are you being the better version of yourself? Right? Like, are you really showing up? Are you really trying to be better, or are you just trying to play yourself? Shout out DJ Khaled, don't play yourself. All right? So let's continue on this journey. Let's understand that we are what we eat. We can be a bit more intentional in this space. So why not do that? Why not show up to ourselves the way that we're supposed to? Some of y'all want to talk yourself down and out. Other people, we talk ourselves up and in. And that's important too. That's why I'm here on this platform. That's why I'm sharing what I do on my podcast, okay? It's not just about me doing the podcast. It's also about the information that I'm sharing with all of you. So let's be mindful of that. Let's not just take advantage of our bodies. Look, we get one body in life, only one, right? It's a hell of a deal. I'll give you life, but you're only going to have one body to live in for the rest of your life. So that's crazy right there. But that is the deal that we made. That is the deal that we made. So it's very important that we pay attention to what we're doing, what we're eating, how much we're eating. In fact, it's even important to pay attention to your energy. Not everybody is worthy of our energy. Not everybody is. So we must mitigate that. We must watch out for the energy vampires out there. There's a lot of energy vampires out there, okay? Nothing wrong with them, but I'm going to take control of the controllables where I can control them. So that means I'm going to be very intentional about where I spend my time, who I spend my time with, what I'm doing with my energy, where I'm putting my energy. All right. All these things are very, very, very important. So, wellness isn't just doing one thing. You don't buy or pay for wellness. You create wellness. You create the continuum of wellness. That's what you do. All right. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. We will be right back. Welcome back to the show. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. Today we're talking about fit nutrition and wellness, okay? And the importance of it in our lives. Look, it's very important to show up to yourself, okay? It's very important to validate yourself. Make sure all of you guys are validating yourself. Don't let anybody else validate you. Don't let the outside world validate you. You validate you. And if you're married, your husband ain't got to validate you. Your wife ain't got to validate you. Okay, you validate yourself. That's also a part of wellness. Okay, when it comes to the fitness component, a body in motion stays in motion, right? A body in motion stays in motion. So we must keep that body in motion. Why is that? Because if we don't use it, we lose it. And that's what's important about keeping our bodies in motion. Let's talk about nutrition. Okay, we are what we eat. Are you being mindful of what you're eating? Are you eating greens with every meal? I do. You know why? Because I care about my digestion. I care about how fiber breaks down the proteins in my body and the carbs, right? So fit nutrition and of course, wellness. I believe wellness has to be fit and nutritious in order for it to be optimal wellness. A lot of us want to reach our optimal levels of health, but don't want to put in the optimal levels of health grind. Some of us just want to take Ozempic and call it a day. No shade on anybody taking Ozempic. No shade at all. No shade at all. I just prefer to do it the old school way. I prefer to get up in the morning, go to the gym, sweat it out, and really have it mean something for me. That's just me. If you prefer to take something else, it's all good. I respect it. I support it. It's all love. Okay. So today's show, fit nutrition and wellness, how it impacts our lives. Let me tell y'all something. It impacts our lives every single day. Every single day. That's why I speak to so many people about their fit nutrition and wellness, because here's the thing. You got every day to incorporate new wellness practices. But some of us don't want to. We just don't want to. Instead, what we want to do is everything that's counterproductive. And trust, I've been there. I've taken the drugs. I've drank the alcohol. I haven't had a drink of alcohol in 12 years. And I feel and look amazing. And I'm still going, though. I'm still going. I used to party like a lot of people that I know. Powder, cocaine, Molly, MDMA, ecstasy. I did it all. Shrooms. I did it all. Okay? But nowadays, I realized back then I was dimming my light. That's right. I was dimming my own light. And I was having fun doing it. See, dopamine is going to give you that feel-good feeling, whether you are doing the good things for yourself or the unhealthy things for yourself. So just be mindful. It is your job. Your joy is your job. Your health is your job, okay? Your peace of mind is your job. So let's not take advantage of our capabilities to really reinforce a much healthier life, all right? Living Your Truth with Tavares podcast is an inclusive space where we cultivate warm vibes. We cultivate safety, okay? That's why I get so many people tuning into my podcast from all around the world. Over 220,000 listeners worldwide. It took me a while to build this following, but look, my podcast started out of necessity. I was having a bad day. It was a Sunday. It was a beautiful Sunday. And I needed someone to talk to. So I had time on my hands and I opened up my microphone and I got to talking, and here we are 10 seasons later. See, that's the beautiful thing about going after what you can't see. There's a lot of blessings in the unknown, but a lot of us are too afraid to travel to the unknown simply because we want to see everything that's coming our way. The reality is you are not going to see everything coming your way. You're just not. It's not how life works. Life is full of surprises. At every single turn, life is full of surprises. You never know what you're going to get. You just don't. And so that's why I speak to fit nutrition and wellness. It's all about staying ready so you don't have to get ready. When we stay ready, that speaks to our level of intention. It speaks to our journey. It speaks to how serious we take ourselves. That's why I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. You get what I'm saying? This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. We will be right back. Today's show is brought to you by Tag Management, photography, videography, photo booths, and drones. Check out tagmgmt.net. Welcome back to the show. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. Today we're talking about fit nutrition and wellness and how it impacts our daily lives. Look, it's super important to think about how your body connects to stress, to sleep, and to self-care, because that's exactly what's going on. Okay, we're talking about fit nutrition wellness today because I want y'all to activate your life. If you're not activating your life, you're deactivating your dreams and goals. So that's why I speak about activating our lives, right? The mind, the body connection, stress, sleep, and self-care, all right? This particularly addresses the crucial link between mental well-being and physical health. There's major connections between how we think and how we speak to ourselves, and those major things have implications on our mind, our body, our spirit, and our nutrition. So it's super important that we understand where we're headed with what we're doing and how we're going to show up to ourselves, okay? The impact of stress on physical health and digestion is traumatic, okay? This is why we want to be mindful of how we respond versus reacting. The difference for me is reacting, no thought. There's no thought in reacting. You just boom, you just go. As far as responding to me, it takes a moment. You give yourself a beat, okay? Just a beat. Giving yourself that beat is going to allow you to source other responses, okay? And so, in doing that, in sourcing other responses, we allow ourselves to show up completely, not incompletely. See, this is the power of wellness, showing up to yourself without any expectation, but allowing yourself access to yourself. Okay, it's very easy for us to get caught in our own way. It's very easy to get stuck there. Very easy. I've done it many times. Okay, but now that I'm more intentional with my actions and my actions have more intention, I'm now moving in a much more conducive direction. All right, prioritizing sleep for recovery and energy purposes. Sleep is super important. I'm gonna give y'all a life hack. Okay, if you have your last meal 3 hours before bed, meaning if you go to bed at 10 p.m., your last meal should be at 7 p.m. And if your last meal is at 7 p.m., here's what you're gonna benefit from. You're gonna benefit from deeper sleep, arriving at REM sleep even sooner. And then, of course, overnight, as your body is repairing and rejuvenating itself, your body will naturally use the natural fat stores within your body to fuel it for that rebuilding overnight. So, what can and will happen is you will lose inches overnight. True story, fact check that, all right? So this is why we talk about prioritizing your wellness. Simple stress management techniques, deep breathing, short meditations, all right? How many of us are being very intentional about those types of acts? Deep breathing, meditation, Pilates, yoga, walking, running, trotting. Like, are you really getting after it? Because your life calls for it, okay? If you're going to have step in your life, you're going to get half step results. Step fully into yourself. When we do that, we're giving ourselves a better opportunity to be a better version of ourselves, instead of just going about the day and letting the day dictate how we feel about ourselves. I encourage you, dictate how you feel about you. Think about you first, not to be confused with being selfish. But it's important that we put ourselves first, right? Before we give it, we have to have it to give. So this is why I focus on myself intentionally, because I understand if I don't have it to give, then I need to go get it. And the need to go get it is me. I'm the need. I'm the go-getter. I make it happen for me. You can do it your way. And I completely applaud you because a lot of us have difficulty getting it out of park. But I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe that you have the abilities to be a better version of yourself one moment at a time, one day at a time. All of this is relevant, okay? It's relevant to our growth. It's relevant to who we are as people. It's relevant to how we want to navigate the rest of our lives, okay? Identity changes when we change what we do daily. That's when our identity change. Some of y'all out there want to make a change, but don't want to put in the work. What kind of sense does that make? Let's choose ourselves and put ourselves first so that we are more healthy, more often throughout our day. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. We will be right back.
My style is the best.
Perhaps I was talking when I should have been listening.
My style is the best.
Welcome back to the show. This is Living Your Truth Podcast with Tavares. How y'all doing? Today we have been discussing fit nutrition and wellness and its role in your life, in my life, in all of our lives, right? It's important to show up to ourselves completely. If you are incomplete showing up to yourself, then you will not get all you need to get out of yourself. Some of us allow our circumstances to dictate our decisions. Some of us allow fear to dictate our decisions. I'm here to let you know, do not allow fear to dictate your decisions. You are better than that. You are better than that. I can easily point to people that I know personally, and I can see who has allowed fear to dictate their decisions. If we allow fear to do that, guess what? We will never get it out of park. We will never go after what we want in life. Those dreams, those goals, they just disappear because when we don't put action behind our goals, our dreams, our journey, well, then they just go away. And we are the person telling that story that sounds like, man, I was going to do this, but ... Man, I was going to do this, but ... Look, excuses, I try and not do them to the best of my ability. You know why? I'm better than that. I'd rather try than not. It is so important that we try. So try to be better with your wellness. Try to be better with your fitness. Try to be better with your nutrition. See, I've done all the partying for you. Again, I haven't had a drink of alcohol in 12 years, okay? It's been a long time, okay? But I used to powder my nose. I used to drink crazy. I used to drop Molly, drop X. I used to do it all, okay? But I realized I was dimming my own light, so I cut all that out. But it took me a long time to get there. So I respect anybody who's trying to kick the drugs, trying to kick the alcohol. I got nothing but love for you. Because I understand the journey, okay? I understand the journey. I died twice and came back. So I understand that right now I'm here on borrowed time. I know that. But if I didn't go through what I went through, I wouldn't be here right now being able to share my story. A lot of people who rocked out with me back in the days when we were partying and going to clubs and promoting clubs and all that, some of them are dead. See, I got out just in time. Just in time. I got out soon enough to save my life because I knew I was running right to a grave. I knew that. I knew it. And then I found my way into fit nutrition and wellness. I'm currently certified by the National Academy of Sports Medicine as a nutrition coach, a personal trainer, and a behavioral change specialist. But before I could become any of those things, I had to put that work into myself. Some of us want to help other people, but we're not helping ourselves. What sense does that make? It makes no sense. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying don't help people until you're ready to help people, but is that such a bad idea? I don't think it is. I think when we give ourselves that opportunity, we are speaking right to our wellness. When you show yourself grace, you are speaking to your wellness. When you show yourself patience, you are speaking to your wellness. Okay? When you decide to not have that Twinkie or that donut, you are speaking to your wellness. And look, I love donuts like anybody else, but I understand I got to eat that joint in moderation. Okay. I'm in the gym 6 days a week. I run every day. That's 5 miles a week, a mile a day. The point is, I'm very present with my wellness journey. I'm not sleeping on myself. Some of us out there are sleeping on ourselves. See, we rather have the labels. We rather have the Gucci, the Louis, the Prada. But here's the kicker. There is no health benefit to the Louis, the Gucci, or the Prada, or the Hermes, or the Alexander McQueen. There's no health value. Now, nothing wrong with those labels. I support, it's cool, it's all good. But I just don't buy into that because I've seen too many people put on those labels and automatically they think that they're better than the people they're standing next to. Yeah, I said it. I don't think labels make you better than anybody, to be honest with you. It just simply says you're willing to pay more money than the most of us. That's all that says to me. So, again, be mindful, show up to yourself, show up completely to yourself. And I believe your wellness journey will take turns that you never anticipated. But you have to show up. You have to put action behind your intentions. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. We will be right back. Welcome back to the show. This is Living Your Truth with Tavares. I am him. Today we have been discussing fit nutrition and wellness. But while we're doing all that, you know what's really important? Our energy. Our energy is super important. What is your energy like when you wake up? Is your energy exciting? Is it full of optimism? I mean, some of us just wake up, we're in a bad mood, and already we've set the tone for the day. We have to be mindful of that. Language is important, okay? Especially when we give things a label. Once we give it a label, we give it life, okay? This is why I talk about Tavares' famous mirror talk. The mirror talk is super solid, it's world renowned, and it really puts people in a better space after they have done it. All right. Make sure you check out Tavares' famous mirror talk. It's exactly what it sounds like. You go into the mirror, you look at yourself. If you have nothing to say at all, you just observe the beauty looking back at you in your reflection. When you do go into the mirror and you use Tavares' famous mirror talk, it's very simple. You talk to yourself. You simply say, hey, Tavares, how's it going? I see you. Today's a great day. Keep up the great work. Boom. The reason I say use Tavares' famous mirror talk is because when we talk into that mirror, that is energy coming back in our reflection. I call that reusable energy. Be the best friend that you would want to be there for you in the time of need. And you can even back this up by recording a voice memo message to you, from you, by you. But in this message, you are going to be, again, the best friend that you would want in the time of need. When you play that message back, it's going to hit different. I promise you that. It's going to hit different. And it always will, because it's about removing yourself out of your own person and allowing yourself to basically talk to you in third person. See, it always hits different. Sometimes we're just too close to see the damage or to see where we fall short. And so some of us got to back up. Like, we need that wide angle, right? We got to back out to really see what's going on. So I encourage everyone, continue to step into yourself. Step up and in and not down and out. Do not compare yourself to anybody else. Don't compare your journey to anyone else, okay? Because it's not necessary. You are a one of one. So understand the importance of who you are. Understand how important your wellness is, okay? Super, super, super important, everybody. What's up? I see everybody out there on TikTok. What's up, y'all? So I just want to pour into y'all, let y'all know what it is, man. And keep your fit nutrition wellness journey right in front of you. I promise it's going to do you so many benefits, and it's going to change your life for the better. Remember, in order to change our lives, we have to change what we do daily. All right. So if you want to get a hold of me, You want to say hello? Just reach out. You can email me at livingyourtruthpodcast@gmail.com, traditional spelling. If you're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, we are at Living Your Truth Podcast. Okay. If you are on X, it is LIVIN, the letter U, the letter R, and the word truth. Okay. Today we talked about fit nutrition and wellness and its importance in our lives. It's so important that we show up for ourselves, because if we don't show up for ourselves, then who will? Right? Right. It's super, super important. Okay. So until the next time, love yourself, love each other, and live your truth. Peace.